When you start woodworking, you will find very quickly that there is never enough clamps in your workshop. Now, the most common type clamps are these metal F-clamps. They're very simple in use, they're fairly cheap to buy, however, they are also quite limiting in some aspects. That's why in today's video I want to show you a couple of hacks you can do to actually get the best out of them. However, maybe you already made some really cool amendments to your F-clamps, and if you don't mind, share that with us down below in the comment section. Usually the jaw reach of these clamps, it's not very big, and sometimes you come across a situation where you really need to clamp down something that's in the middle of the board, very far away. Well, this solution is absolutely perfect for that problem. Let's cut our timber to the right sizes. Each clamp consists of 3 pieces, and the size of this really depends on your need. In my case, the main jaws will be 500 millimeters long. The timber is 25 millimeters thick, and I need to cut it to 35 millimeters wide. Then a simple cross piece needs to be, in my case, 160 millimeters long, 30 millimeters wide and 20 millimeters thick. For the next stage we need to drill some holes in those long pieces and in this single piece as well on the ends. Okay, that's to accommodate for the bolt. In my case that's M6 bolt, so it's 6 millimeters, and the length of it is 70 millimeters to accommodate for the thickness of the timber. And as you can see, on top of it we're going to need 2 washers and a wing nut as well. Now I'm going to use a large countersink bit to enlarge the openings. And with a bit of persuasion, I'm going to lock that bolt in place so it's not going to be spinning on us. There we go. Absolutely perfect. For the next step, we're going to need a hole saw. This one is 50 millimeters. Now the circle that we managed to cut with the hole saw, we need to split more or less in half so we can get rid of the hole in the middle. And you'll see why we need this in a second. Now these halves, they need to be simply glued onto the jaws of our clamps, just like that. So depending on the angle, you will still get a nice and decent amount of pressure from this clamp. I'm actually going to use a combination of wood glue and CA glue just to speed up the process a little bit. And I'm going to leave it to cure for about 20 to 30 minutes. With the glue now dry, what I want to do with the jaws is to add a bit of leather. That will give us a far better grip when trying to clamp down our pieces. And I'm going to be using a CA glue with an activator to glue them on. Alright then, now it's time to put our jig together. So we do have our bolts here, and we're going to put some washers first. Now we can put our clamp jaws. Again, some washers. And our deep reach clamp is now sorted. How simple was that? So how do you use our clamping jig? Well, super simple. Just place it on top of the material, just like that, and then add your F-clamp. And this solution will give you plenty of clamping force to make sure that your piece stays in place where it needs to be. I think this is a perfect solution for those really odd cases where you need to clamp down something that's in the middle of a large panel and your clamps don't reach. I think something so simple that you can make in 15-20 minutes will do the job just fine. That's the jig number one, to give us that deeper reach. However, let's have a look at those jaws themselves and let's make them a little bit more useful. For this step, it's best to actually be able to remove the bottom part of your F clamps, and as you can see in my case that comes off quite easily. However, in some cases you're going to have a pin that will be blocking you from doing that. In most cases you will be able to just simply remove the pin and take the bottom off. However, on those cheaper versions you may have to grind that piece off. Each clamp will need two pieces of wood. In my case they're going to be both 140 millimeters long. The piece of timber I've got is 25 millimeters in thickness and they both gonna be 35 millimeters wide. In these pieces we need to create openings for the metal bar. So basically you need to measure up your bar, and I'm gonna show you how to do that quite easily with a drill and a chisel. First of all, mark off the middle point of these blocks. In my case the opening for the bar will start 15 millimeters away from the edge, and you can actually use the bar itself to mark up the end of the opening. In my case the thickness of the bar is 5 millimeters. Therefore I'm going to be using a 5 millimeter drill bit to create the initial opening. And now with a chisel you can clean up the opening. And then you can further refine the shape with a small rasp. Okay, with the holes now sorted, they're gonna go on the bar. Now you can change the looks of it to make it more clampy wise, okay? You can just round off the corners or make some really fancy shapes for these. However, for me, it's all about utility and simplicity, okay? Now for the top piece, what I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna glue that in place with a double-sided tape, okay? Again, you can, for example, route out a shape of the head of your clamp, or even use a chisel to take some material off and just bury the head inside of the wood. Now, I don't want to have a permanent fixture here, so as I said, I'm gonna be using a double-sided tape. I do have a fairly strong one, and I think it's gonna do a very good job here. And now I'm gonna just simply offer the piece of timber, making sure everything is aligned. However, for the second piece, what we're gonna do, just gonna place it in the right space. So I do want to have them aligned nicely, okay? And of course there will be always a bit of movement. So to prevent that movement, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna mark the location of the foot of the clamp. And I simply gonna use a 19 millimeter force snippet to create a recess for the foot of our clamp. I'm gonna add a couple of strips of double-sided tape to the foot of the clamp, and we can finally put everything together. And our clamp is finally completed. Very simple design, but hey, it gives you far more clamping area with your simple F-type clamp. And on top of it, you can just place it like that as well to help you with your glue ups. And as you can see, simple, very crude solution that will take you virtually minutes to do will give you so much more ease of use and capabilities of these cheap and simple clamps. I think it's definitely a good upgrade, worth making if you're doing some glue ups, anything like that. Super simple to add the pressure to your glue ups, making sure your glue ups will be absolutely perfect and gapless. However, you know, that's one of the ways of using these, but because they do have longer, wider reach as well, it's quite nice to use them on the side just like that, and it will give you even more clamping area. I think for a simple solution that this is, it works really, really well. However, let's make one more upgrade to these F clamps that will allow you to do more demanding, larger glue ups as well. This solution we're gonna do is for those situations where you actually don't have enough clamps and you need to have one clamp going the furthest it can, i.e. spreading the amount of clamping pressure across the board. In total, we're gonna need 4 pieces of timber per clamp. And in my case, I'm doing this for 2 clamps, so I'm gonna need 4 pieces that are 150 millimeters long by 30 millimeters by 20 millimeters, and another 4 pieces that are 120 millimeters by 45 millimeters by 20 millimeters. However, you can adjust the sizes to your particular needs. Now these thinner pieces will go as base for our clamp, exactly what we did on these. So again, mark up the middle and drill some holes to accommodate for the metal bar in all 4 pieces if you're doing this for 2 clamps. How about the remaining pieces, the taller pieces? Well, in this case, what we need to create is a slight indentation in the middle. Okay, so we need to take some material out from the middle, no more than 3, maybe max 4 millimeters, but I would definitely go with around 3 millimeters of material just from the middle. Now, how do you do that? In my case, I do have a nice sander. However, you can quite easily cut this out with a jigsaw, bandsaw, or anything else you may have to your disposal. In my case, I'm just going to simply sand off the excess. Now in each of these pieces where the indentation is, I've marked a line right in the middle, and I'm gonna drill a pilot hole and countersink it as well for 2 screws. And now simply both of these pieces I'm gonna glue and screw together, creating our jaw of the clamp. And that's it. That's what we are after in this case. And now we can simply put our clamps together. Again, I'm going to be using the double-sided tape. Now the theory behind this type of clamp, at least in my head, basically what's going to happen, the pressure that is in the middle, and we do have that gap here, will spread evenly on the jaws of our newly created clamp. So instead of having one narrow point of pressure clamping your material, now you've got 2 wider pieces. I think that's a very simple and neat solution if you don't have too many clamps, or if you are clamping something that's very, very wide. And in this case, you do have the ability to stand the clamp up, or actually put it like this as well. So potentially you may only need 3 or even 2 clamps, depending on the size of your projects, to actually clamp it up for glue up. And there you have it, very quick and simple solution if you are getting stuck with your glue ups, if you are having issues with your normal base F clamps. Well, there are solutions there to help you out a little bit in the process of gluing up your panels and pieces. And as you can see, it will take you few minutes to do. It's not a big deal, and usually you can make these type of accessories for your clamps from scrap wood. You've got flying about in your workshop, and definitely they will help you out in those sticky moments. Now I hope that today's video was interesting or maybe even inspiring. Maybe you already do have some really amazing ideas how to improve these designs, make them even better. Let us know down below in the comment section. However, at this point I just wanted to say a massive thank you to my Patreons for the ongoing support. And before you go, check out these two cool playlists, plenty of fantastic videos waiting for you there. For today, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.